Now the fun part, making the form work. So this is a controlled form, and here's the page in the React docs all about that. There will be a link to this in the website for the day. But basically, if you want React to be in control of this, you can bind that input to some piece of state or some variable, but then you're in charge of updating that thing. So if you want it to update every time they put something in that form, you have to tell it so. Seems kind of silly, but you do. Not hard to do so, though. You can just use an onChange. So onChange fires every time the input changes. So suppose in note form, I add another function. Now this is a stateless functional component, but I can still put functions inside of functions. This is just JavaScript. So I could basically do it by setting a local variable. So I could say like const handle changes equals an arrow function. Why not? Then on the input, I could say onChange and call handle changes. Not this handle changes, right? I'm not actually in a class. It's just handle changes. It's basically a local variable inside this function. And then what do I do with it? Let's see what we got. I suppose an event will be passed in there, so let's see what that looks like. I wonder if I can just throw a debugger in here. That'd be cool. So when I type anything, I want it to fire this handle changes function, pass it an event, and let's see what we can do with it. Is that true? Let's refresh the page. Oh, okay. I'm going to start typing. I'm going to type an H. All right. It paused. What's my event look like? It's not a real DOM event you'll see. React has wrapped it in something. If I want the native event, looks like ev.native event will give it to me. Do I still have things like event.target? I do. That's the input. So event.target.name is title. What about event.target.value? Yeah, it's H. Now it's not showing me the H. Well, it is so far, but it's going to go away. So I've got the target name, which is title. I've got what was typed, which is H. So I could update the current note so that the title is what I typed. And if I do that, if I update the current note like that, then that's what the input is bound to. So if I update the current note, the form changes, right? We've already seen that. Change the current note, change the form. So if in handle changes, I change the note, I'll change the form. So the note is current note, right? So current note, how do I know which field to change? Title or body? How about event.target.name? So I could say current note square bracket event.target.name. Same thing as writing current note.title. And we just set that to whatever's in the form field. Whatever's in the form field is event.target.value. Okay, how about it? Did I take debugger out of there? Yeah, I did. Don't get too copyish yet. It's not going to work. Okay, start typing. What? What is current note? It's a prop. My props are read only. Can't change your props. I'm going to have to actually change the current note way up in the state of main. Gosh, dang it. All right. All right. We'll start down that road. Don't start copying yet. So up in main, we've already got set current note, right? So I could pass set current note all the way down into note form. Here's note form. I've got current note. How about I pass in set current note? Set current note equals this dot set current note. Down in note form, then I've got set current note. So, okay, I can't change current note directly. I can make a copy of it though, right? And change the copy. So let's do that. Const note equals a copy of current note. Then change the copy. Change note square bracket event target name to be event target value. Now I've changed my copy. Now I just want to set current note to note, the copy that I've changed. Seems legit, doesn't it? Oh yeah. I haven't done it to body yet. So let's make sure body onChange handle changes. So the text area. Oh yeah, I'm typing, it's updating. Heck yeah. It's not actually changing the notes over here though, is it? If I look at main, look at the state, current note. There's my title. If I type in here, it's changing the title. So the current note is getting changed, which is changing the form. So our theory was correct. That works. But it doesn't actually add it to the array or update the array in any way, right? So there's more we have to do than just update the current note. We also have to keep it updated inside the array. So let's find another way to achieve basically the same thing. I'll make a little commit for just this part. Use a controlled form to update current note.